What is up, guys and gals? It's me, Thomas Fan01 here, and today we are going to be taking a look at something I have actually been wanting since they announced it. And I'm not usually that big of a fan of retools, but at the same time, this was at my local Target. They had just put it out, and somebody was eyeballing it, and I could not let this go. I could not pass it up. And that being said, if y'all are aware of my previous community post, which if you haven't checked that out, you should definitely be paying attention to my community posts. But today we are going to be taking a look at the Transformers Legacy United Voyager class Cybertron Universe Vector Prime. And now this is my very first Vector Prime. I did not have the original Cybertron version. I did not have that one at all, although the Cybertron is when I did start getting into Transformers, but honestly, this is a pretty beautiful looking Vector Prime mold. Like, really quickly though, we all know the rules. We're not going to take a look at the figure, even though we can take a look at the figure here in just a minute and nerdgasm over it for a moment. But we're going to take a look at the packaging, because the packaging is pretty freaking cool. I do like how they are homaging the Cyberplanet keys, and I do like the fact they're once again homaging the original figure on this guy, which would be that you could store the sword inside the wing, which I definitely like the fact that they are just blatantly saying, yes, we know, we're very much aware. So, on the side here, you got Vector Prime all getting ready to kill something or swing at somebody, I don't know. And then on the back here, you have just old Vector Prime. And he does homage the old gimmick where you can stick the Cyberplanet key in his chest. And there are many places you can stick the Cyberplanet key, but this is the side of the box. On this side, you have Thundertron and the bad guys and all that cool stuff of, well, maybe not bad guys, but, you know, poster artwork for Legacy United. And, of course, it is Transformers 40th anniversary. Next year is Thomas the Tank Engine's 40th anniversary. Or not 40th anniversary, 80th anniversary. Excuse me. 40 years since it's been on TV. Actually, this year, but that would be this year. 80 years since Thomas the Tank Engine's been on TV this year. Next year, or 40 years since he was introduced on TV this year. 80 years is next year since he was made. But anyways, that's it for the packaging and me nerding over that. So now that we've done that, we can take a look at this. And oh goodness, Hasbro, what are you doing? You're spoiling us. I feel extremely spoiled holding this figure. Like, I truly, truly do. Like, there's no other place for this figure to really sit other than with my Cybertron collection. And the cool part about this is, it's going with my Cybertron collection. I have another Cybertron figure to use. I am so bloody freaking excited. You guys have no idea. I do apologize for my light source. It's having some small issues. Not massive issues, but small issues. So we're going to keep this guy off to the side for a second here, and we're going to take a look at the accessories. And the first accessory we're going to take a look at is his Cyberplanet key, which, if I don't drop it, will be okay. And this one, if I'm not mistaken, was unique to only Vector Prime. This one in particular, this was unique only to Vector Prime, so I think it was. I don't remember. But what I do remember is that Vector Prime can travel through time, I guess. I'm not 100% certain. And this does have a port on the back here, and there are ports on the wings, so you can totally take this and just, if you can do it just right, you can shove it right on the side here, like that. But the instructions and everything else of the nature would want you to put it into these two tabs here, because there are these two slots here, because there are tabs on the Cyberplanet key where you can totally just stick this right on in there, and it looks like the planet key is now activated into Vector Prime. So there's that with the Cyberplanet key. And now to finally get into some cooler accessories here, we have the sword, and I think Vector Prime sword is kind of neat. I'm not a big fan of the sparkly blue plastic, okay? If there's one thing I could say, change it up, Hasbro, is you should have just made this literally just straight up clear blue plastic. I really would have rather had clear blue plastic than sparkly blue, but I am pleased that you guys are putting in some effort on this. So, and I don't know if you can tell, but it's kind of like this got this glittery looking plastic going on there. So, but yeah. And for one thing I don't understand is, why does the handle bend inward? No one has explained this to me. I have yet to figure out why, but anyways. So, as to homage the original toy, you can take this and you can totally peg this underneath under here, because it's got a tab right here, or a port. It's got a port on both sides of the wings, so you can totally do that. You can also port it here on the arms, or you could, you can't really port it on top. I mean, you could try, but I mean, I don't think you really can, so. But anyways, that's pretty much it for weapons and everything of the nature. And this is the one thing I do not like about this planet key, is that it takes a good moment to get it out of Vector Prime. So, if you'll excuse me while I put the weapons off to the side, we're going to straighten this wing out here, and we're going to get him into some scale comparisons, because y'all know we love the scale comparisons around here. Oh, yes, we do. Oh, yes, we do. So, here he is with another Cybertron Universe figure from Legacy United. Here he is next to Cybertron Starscream, Voyager class Legacy United Starscream. And yes, this does fit where the Cyber Planet keys do fit. This one, for example, here, like, let's remove the gun for a second here. You can totally remove this if you want to, and you can totally plug in Vector Primes if you would like to. You don't have to, but I mean, you can if you want to. This is only the second one, to my knowledge, that came with a Cyber Planet key, so we're going to just keep it the way that it is. So here he is next to Legacy United Deluxe Class Rock Lord's Shard. Here he is next to Legacy Voyager class Override from the Cybertron universe. To which I am excited that we're getting another Walmart exclusive for the Cybertron universe, Cannonball, when they release the Star Seekers pack. I'm excited for that. And just because, for the final comparison, why don't we just throw in Legacy, one of our previous reviews, Leader Class Legacy United Sandstorm. Alright, so now that we've gotten the packaging looked at, we've gotten everything else looked at, now we can take a look at the transformation. So to transform this thing, it is, now really quickly, this is a heavy remold, like a heavy remold and a partial re-sculpt of the Voyager class Jihaxis. So if you have that, the transformation is going to be somewhat similar, but not exactly the same. So to start off, you're going to take this, and you're just going to rotate this chest piece around like that, and then you're going to kind of just come to this wing section here and untab it and bring these up like so. And I'm going to untab the arms that are under here. I'm going to fold out the hands, and we will get into all of that later in robot mode. So just put these out like so, and then bring this up on the double hinge inside of that, just to get the arms out of the way. Now you're going to open this up just enough. You're going to flay the arms out just enough to a point where you can fold this all the way down. Now you're going to take this, you're going to flip this all the way out, and you're going to then flip out the head, and you're going to then take this and do all of that. Now take the shoulder pads just to get this out of the way, and just kind of finish off the torso, get that done. Make sure these pieces are standing straight up. Then you're going to take this, bring this all the way down. Then you're going to take these jet pieces, untab them, bring them all the way up. And then you're going to split the legs, and you're going to take this wing panel piece, you're going to fold it all the way around. Take this foot piece, fold it down, and then this is going to just collapse all the way in and tabs on inside. And you're going to do the same thing on the other side, fold this down, make sure that this wing piece is folded up. And then you're going to bring this all the way down, and it's going to fold in on itself, and it's going to work out just fine. Now, I'm going to take this back piece right here, bring this all the way up, just peg that right on into the back section of the body. Take this, make sure these are on in angular position. There's a little friction tab here. You're just going to fold that in, and then you're going to take this, and you're going to just take these and rotate these around, and rotate those as well. So basically do the same thing on the other side. Swoop that into place, if it'll go in place, and then take this, rotate that all the way around, like so, and then the final step, rotate the waist, like that, and we're going to straighten out once more, make sure everything is all nice and closed and shut, and then, of course, we're going to give him his sword. And one more cool thing you can do about this is there is a peg on the sword, so you can totally take the Cyberplanet key and shove it into the sword, which I'm going to do just because I don't feel like dealing with with a lot of stuff. So, I'm going to open up his hand, which his fingers, both hands do open up like so, but they are a little stiff. So make sure you do have them in the right orientation. Then you're going to straighten this out, do the same thing on the other side. Let's just make sure that these hands are not stuck together. So, and there you have Legacy United Voyager class Vector Prime. Excuse me. Voyager class Legacy United Vector Prime. Now, the only reason you do know this is the G-axis mold is because these pieces right here. And if I had the original G-axis mold, which I do not, but if I really wanted to, I could go to my local Walmart and pick one up. There are wings that literally can tab right on in here. So I don't know why they couldn't have just taken the leg mold and put a cover where the plastic would have filled in these things here, but I'm gonna leave that alone. So that's a small demerit, Hasbro. But everything else on the figure looks beautiful. I gotta say, I'm very, very happy with how this figure turned out. I mean, I feel like I'm staring at a third-party figure of not G-axis, of Vector Prime, and it's just one of those things where you do not see stuff like this all the time, and I'm very grateful that Hasbro is finally listening to our pleas and giving us exactly what we want. So, now, in terms of, well, I mean, it's pretty much the same figure as G-axis. I mean, just minus a couple of transformation bits, but these pieces here, if you want them to get out of the way, you can totally rotate these, or bring these up on a hinge here, and you can just straighten this out like that. I mean, obviously, this would create the dumbest looking backpack ever, but at the very least, you can get a little bit more range of movement in the legs. And these, like I said, these do move out of the way, so you can totally do this. You can totally give him just that much amount of range of movement in back, and you can go forward pretty far. So I'm pretty pleased with that. I'm going to put these wings pieces back because I'm not a perfectionist, but I am definitely I do like things straightened out a bit, at least on my Transformers. So, anywho, y'all know the rules now. You know what time it is. You know what time it is. It's time for, that's right, Vector Prime. It's time for scale comparisons. So, first scale comparison here we have here he is with the Voyager class Legacy United Starscream. Here he is next to Voyager class Legacy United, or not Legacy United, Legacy Voyager class Override, and this figure right here is where shrinkflation comes into play. This figure, I can tell you they put some thought into it. This figure, they put some thought into it with brand new everything, but it's shrunken down. So here it is next to the Legacy United Deluxe class Shard. And finally, here is next to the Legacy United Leader class Sandstorm. Still have yet to find Gears. I've managed to find him, and I also managed to get this guy as well, but I still can't find Gears. Jeez. Anyways, so we're going to get into final thoughts on this guy as we're fiddling about with him. And one final thought that I will have on this guy is I definitely do like the playability of this toy here. One thing you can do with the Cyberplanet key, you'll notice there is a tiny little slot in his back right here, and you can totally just shove that right on in like you would have in the original toy. And that would have, if I'm not mistaken, would have ejected the sword. So I think, I'm not 100% certain. It's been ages since I watched Cybertron, so please bear with me as it has been a minute. I do like the fact that we have gold paint on this, like not just on the crotch, but on the knees, on the shoulders. The shoulders is really where it shines. And look at this, like, teal blue paint. I definitely love that. It's just something you don't see every day. The only thing I really wish they could have done a little better was maybe remold the legs a bit. I mean, like, not that the legs are an issue, because they're definitely not. I don't have a problem with this at all. I know 100% this is Vecta Prime. But I really wish you could have either remolded the legs or maybe remolded this side to where it maybe, like, maybe this didn't exist. Like, these two little hinge joint pieces didn't exist, so... I mean, yeah. So, final thoughts on this guy. I love it. I 100% recommend you guys pick this up. If you guys can find it in Target, I would definitely recommend you find it. Or on Hasbro Pulse if you can find it there. Heck, even Big Bad Toy Store. I mean, none of these people are paying me to tell you this, but, I mean, you can definitely go check those out. This is Thomas Fan 01 saying, basically, do not forget to check out my other Transformers playlists. I will leave a link to that down in the description below, and I will also leave a link to all of my legacy playlist as well, so where you can watch all of that, and basically all of the figures that have come before this guy. So, anywho, this is Thomas Fan 01 saying, do not forget to check out Bravely GG, iStar552, Jordy's Rail videos, Patrick with the Y, Riveted Reviews, and Take Along Productions. I know they all do some amazing work, have done so in the past, and will continue to do so in the future. So, anywho, this is Thomas Fan 01 saying, do not forget to keep playing with your toys. Don't forget it.